let's see, we'll start.
So how about this internet thing, huh?
Yeah. Right now, it looks like companies are just making our speeds go down. But I'm hoping that the next 50 years they're going to go up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see or to visualize how the American public will continue reacting to this issue, because like initially there's been a lot of backlash towards like the FCC, as has been the custom for the last couple of years that this was talked about, because this issue didn't arise in 2017. It's been going on for quite a few years now. They just finally got it. They got that act repealed, so that now they're
Net neutrality.
Yes, net neutrality. That's exactly right.
And the thing about net neutrality with like internet speeds is it feels though net neutrality is kind of a big step back in terms of like advancing technology, because it feels though we're slowly starting to get there. I mean, we kind of hit like a big point when like the Google Fiber came around, and everything's kind of like slowed down. You know, we're still trying to figure stuff out and figure out optic fibers and all that. And it feels though after that, you know, the whole battle of neutrality, internet was still pretty good. Like I have some good times with my internet. I don't know if I told you the most recent achievement it's had, almost 300 megabytes per second.
Download speed
or like 300.
I get like 2.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever gotten was like 100 download speed. But I was the only one like accessing the Wi-Fi at that time, so I had like all the bandwidth to myself.
I don't even remember what my scenario was. All I know is I saw that and I was like, that's
a spike right there.
Yeah.
The FCC favors.
The G-Pile loves me.
Yeah, the gods. Yeah. I don't think logistically or legally they're allowed to implement any like immediate drastic changes. Not that it would be practical to do so anyway, for like another 18 months or something crazy like that. But by which time Congress could have taken action to repeal their there's a lot of legal finagling that's bound to happen with this. But that's part of why I think this is interesting, because obviously a lot can change in a month, as we saw in December or even November. Those are some pretty crazy months for internet freedom.
The Chief's argument is that he's making the internet safer, which I don't understand how slower speeds all around is making it safer. It's not blocking people from going onto websites, it's just making the speed on that website slower.
Right, and I suppose I could also see that argument. So, but I guess the stance or point of view that they're going to try and take is that it puts more power in the hands of ISPs, internet service providers, gives them more sort of control over which sites can be more readily accessible. So things like the dark web will sort of start to close off. Like, for instance, I've heard that one of the heads of Google had a really funny quote. It was like from a year or two ago, and he said, "The best place to hide a body is on like the 10th page of a Google search result." But it's weird to think that they would actually start closing off anything past like 20. You never really think about it in terms of like, hey, what can I find this far out if I just search for like mango?
I mean, have you ever actually like gone past the first page of Google search?
That's the thing. I don't think I've gone past 10. I don't think it's like you go into the ocean.
I think anyone barely goes past 1.
Yeah, it's like going into the ocean and wanting to swim as far as you can, because you could potentially, like, it's possible, provided you know how to swim. But like, it's just you don't really have a want. You go there for a purpose, you achieve that purpose, and you move on with your day. There isn't really any if, and, or but about it usually, unless you're potentially interested in a new currency, which has taken a big rise. Bitcoin. Anyway.
See, it's back to the whole internet speed thing. I mean, I have seen like some packages and deals for like, you know, gigabyte download speed, and I was actually going to get that back when I had an AT&T insert word here that's not school appropriate. But then, you know, I switched over to Xfinity, loving it, way better than AT&T right now. But the whole net neutrality thing, though, I feel as though, you know, that whole, like, you know, miraculous 300 megabyte download speed is going to be absolutely hindered. Because I'm already paying for Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to have to pay for it again. On top of its own Xbox Live.
If it gets passed.
If it gets passed.
Or implemented, rather.
And that's what I'm saying, because we have such a huge step forward. Like, we're getting closer to having, like, really good internet. And the net neutrality and that being removed is just kind of taking it back, because then they're slowing it down to make way for their own YouTube, their own Xbox Live, their own Netflix.
It sucks because this sort of change really only benefits like something like 3% max of the American population. And while it is good for larger businesses, it really kills smaller businesses, you know, because it makes it harder.
Yeah.
It increases those barriers that you need to sort of make a business.
It's basically like indebatable that as the year goes on and technology advances, file sizes are only going to get bigger and bigger. And we need like the base or like the default like download speed to get bigger and bigger like with those changes, or else like some smaller company is going to rise up because they offer like amazing speeds at great deals, while AT&T is charging you and like Verizon are charging you more and more for possibly even lesser speed.
But even then, that's part of the thing. It's like those barriers for small businesses to sort of start up, because the telecom industry is what's known as an oligopoly, to where there's like three or four that completely control the game, and they set up barriers all the time to make it just terrible for small companies like Cricket Wireless. They had really good speeds and like decent prices, but then just I think it was around the holidays, just Verizon and AT&T cut those in half, and it just like suffocated the business.
Yeah.
We can cut this and edit it.